when I first discovered Sadhguru and got to know Isha and the whole yoga, I was like, okay, that's it. I'm gonna leave everything behind and I'm gonna go be in the ashram forever and not come back. That was the
I've been there. Been there, done that. Okay, my dear. Shall we start?
Okay. We shall.
Okay, I don't know how to start, but never mind, since we record this. This is our first edition to Get Candid with Pushpaja. My first time. Oh no, actually it's not my first time, right? It's my first time doing this. Get Candid with Pushpaja. And today we have a very interesting and honorable guest, my dear friend Millie. And I have just a little introduction, about Millie and how we get to know each other. Actually, we know each other from a project that we wanted to do together, which is actually the work that I do, which is called the Irama. So we wanted to, actually, we're going through this transition of branding. But before that, we actually thought we wanted to just perhaps touch up, the previous website that we had called the Yogic Science. And then as Millie came into the picture, she saw that it is not just a touching up that is needed. That is something much more fundamental that is really needed here, which is actually, aligning the vision that we had and the direction that we wanted to go. So she told us, well, guys, I think you guys need a rebranding. So at that time I was like, okay, rebranding, never thought of that. What is it all about, So it was almost like an area where you feel a little bit shocked and uncomfortable because you're so used to, I'm so used to the whole yogic science concept and the name and all that. So when she say that, I think we need a new packaging, like a new image. So I was like, okay, yeah, why not? Because I've been doing this like for the last 7 years. And I feel like I'm ready for a new packaging, though it's a little anxious. I don't know where this is going or where this is bringing me. But guess what? Let's give it a go. There's nothing to lose. Let's give it a go. So this is how I get to know Millie and her idea of coming out with the name for us, which is Irama. It's so, I would say, it fits in so well. Because when I think of Irama, I thought of an icon, our Malaysian icon, which is P. Ramlee himself, and the song Getaran Jiwa. So when I heard Millie say, this name when she presented to us, and I was really I embraced that idea immediately. And I remember the whole week, I was just thinking about Irama, and how the word Irama means, rhythm and flow. And this is what life is all about, It's all about flowing. It's about finding your own unique rhythm and celebrate that rhythm and not being ashamed, not being afraid of who your unique identity. So I thought, wow, this is it. This is amazing, So that's how we get to know each other, through work, and then very slowly we get really close with our work. We know we share so many things. It's not just work that we are talking about, but we talk about our ideas and our thoughts about certain topics, and that's how we get to know each other closer and closer as time goes by. So from work relationship, we start to have this friendship that is happening so organically. So when I thought of starting this project, I mean this talk, this show that we wanted to do, Millie gave me this idea, and she said, "Yeah, why don't we start with this, and we call it Get Candid with Pushpaja." So I bought that idea, and I'm like, yeah, let's go with it. This is so it sounds so natural. It doesn't sound pretentious. It sounds so organic. Yeah, that's the word. It sounds just so organic. So I went with it. And so we become really, really close, and such a friendship has been born out of this. This has been, how I know Millie. So Millie, how about yourself? Like, how did you find this whole journey about us getting to know each other?
Yeah. You were saying the story, you were telling the story, and I was just thinking, oh my God, that's like 1 year ago. It was last year, I think August, that we met, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was it like July or August? And I was like, oh
July.
my God, it's been 1 year. And I just feel like it just happened like just recently, but it's been 1 year.
I know.
Yeah. So wow, Irama, oh my God, I learned a lot just doing this one project with teachers. I learned so much, and I think it completely gave me a new perspective on things. And it was also one of the most, I have to say, it's challenging. It was very challenging because this one feels personal. This one felt, and also it also felt like a little bit like it's too precious. Like I don't want to. I was really. I had to like really. I was trying to be very careful, but it was an amazing journey. Honestly, learned so much, and I think you guys were just so amazing. I mean,
my God. I remember, Millie. I remember the first time when you entered the studio, because you were the one who actually corresponded with Adrian. In fact, Adrian is the one who actually told me about your existence. So then I say, okay, you know what? Go on talking to her. Like just keep in touch and find out what she does with other teachers and all that. And finally, we get to invite you. So we say, oh, she's a Malaysian. We should have her. We should have her in the studio. Let's invite her to our studio. So you came, and it was my first time meeting you. And I remember that first impression of you. I saw a very strong feminine energy.
Oh wow!
It's like yes, it's like a flower entering the studio, and there's a color to that flower. The flower was red, like very bold red color. It's like you cannot not miss this person.
Oh my God!
When I saw this very strong, powerful feminine energy that you as you enter, so wow, I was mesmerizing. Because it's very, I have to admit, because it's very rare to see people like that these days. We could have been a female in our body, but we can be very masculine in our energies, But for you, I saw that beautiful, bold, feminine energy as you entered to the room. Like, woohoo! Devi is coming, man. Okay. I'm going to sit here and listen to what Devi has to say.
Oh my God!
That was my impression, and I was captured by you. Really captured by it. I captured by your energies. I captured by your. There is a certain, how to say, like stern. Like when I say stern, I don't mean like you're very serious, but you're very focused at your topic. You know why you're here. You know why you're here. You know what is your agenda here, and you're going to stick to it. Like that. So with full of conviction, you enter with that kind of energy. And then when you sat us down, I knew already the moment you open your mouth, oh my, you have such a clear mind as to where and what to bring us. You're very sure of what you're about to do with us, all of us, what you're going to speak. And I was just in that whole state of awe. I was like, wow, hey, got people like that, lah. I was really, really very happy to meet you. Really happy.
Oh,
But
wow.
of course, that first few impression, I didn't want it to embarrass you, so I kept it to myself. Yeah, but when you left, I was just looking at Adrian and looking at Devamsha. I'm like, my God, Millie. I told them, wow, she's just so amazing. And then,
Oh,
that two boys, they also agree. They say, yeah, she's so clear in her mind. And you're like, yeah, I think we are going somewhere with this. Someone finally are able to give us a bird's eye view of what we are doing. Because as teacher, I feel this is our limitation. This is where we hit the wall, because we're so used to this teacher's hat, and we see everything in that eye, and it's limited. You see, it's limited. I need someone completely not a teacher, perhaps not even a student, and just look at us. How would they look at us? Give us that perspective. And you were perfect.
It's so funny. It's so funny for me to hear this, because at the time when I came to meet you guys, I was at such a low point in my life. I couldn't imagine anyone looking at me as a flower, or somebody with a clear mind. I think because we were just working, so I was just in a work mood. But oh wow, that was a very hard time in my life. I was all over the place. I was having such a hard time, and I was so grateful. I remember being so grateful that I was spending a lot of time with you guys, because the energy that I got just being there in the studio, in the yogic science studio, now is Irama, and being among the three of you, just oh wow, I felt so lifted, just with that energy, and I was so grateful that I was put there at that time. And it's also really funny, because I've told you this before, that before I get into all this project with teachers and all this, when I first discovered Sadhguru and got to know Isha and the whole yoga, I was like, okay, that's it. I'm gonna leave everything behind, and I'm gonna go be in the ashram forever and not come back. That was
I've been there. Been there, done that.
I was like getting into the theory so much, right? And I was not doing so well at the time. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna leave everything behind. All this is not working. It's not gonna what am I even doing with all this? Forget it. So I sold my laptop.
Your brother. You were so sure, You were so sure that, I'm going to leave.
That's it.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Yeah. So I was I was getting rid of stuff, and I was like getting ready to go to ashram. It's like I was asking myself, how if you could not do this work anymore? Like, how if you will never get to do anything creative? And I was like, that's fine. It's useless anyway. So I'm gonna go. And then COVID happened. And the moment COVID happened, that's when I started to go online a little bit more. I was on Instagram. I was like looking at, what are all these Isha people doing on Instagram? Let me see. And then I just found this just amazing community, and this people who are all in this path, talking about spirituality and living their life. And I was like, whoa, I literally felt like I found Narnia at the time. Like I was like entering a new world. I really felt like that. And
I can feel you. I
was so excited. So I was online for a bit, and that's how I started to got to know teachers. And then it was so interesting, because people were like, they first approached me, like so many people approached me to say, and they would ask like, could you design something for me? And me, I can never just design something. I need to know why. Like there needs to be a real purpose. So when I dig a little deeper, I saw that, oh, okay, there are so many challenges, there are so many problems here that we can solve through design and through branding, and why not? Why not I give this a try? And somehow all the right people just came to me. It was like I wasn't even looking. At first I was very hesitant. I was like, no, I'm not touching this. Now this is going to be work. I don't want to turn this into work. I just want to be here and have fun and talk to people. And I was like really running away from it. But somehow all the right people came through, and all these projects started happening. And all of a sudden I find myself in the middle of all these huge projects. And I was like, what have I done? How, and immediately the fear of can I do this properly? Am I the right person? Can I do this? Am I good enough? Because it just felt too precious. I mean, it's something else when you try to brand like a handbag or a shoe or whatever commodities, but this is yoga we are talking about. This is Isha Yoga, and oh wow, the fear was intense.
And the pressure, right?
Intense.
I must have, you must have felt that pressure too. Oh goodness.
Oh, a lot of pressure. And I didn't have a template to refer. I didn't have anyone else that I could go to and say, hey, have you tried to reposition Isha Yoga? Have you tried to rebrand? How, what would that look like? What problems can we solve through this? No one. So didn't have any other professionals to sort of consult with, or like get some clarity on it. But somehow, and this is all credit goes to the teachers, because all of you guys, oh wow, the support that I received, it was amazing. I never thought all of you would be so dedicated and just let me to set the direction and actually really follow it. And everybody was so present. Everybody was so in tune to it. Nobody was doing like a half-ass job. Everybody was 100%. I mean, Adrian, yourself, Devamsha, and then there's other groups of teachers I work with as well. And I was so like, okay, now I really have to do this really, really well. Like to the best of my ability. I have to try. And yeah, so and it's still going on. It's amazing.
Oh, this is amazing. I feel because we have this very limited kind of perspective, and it's almost like this is all that we know. We are somehow conditioned with a certain, for the lack of word, template. Like this are the template that was given to us as teachers, and we operate according to that. So, and after some time, you realize I'm just talking about the same thing over and over again. Doesn't matter how I put them, and then that's it. That's where I realized that's the wall that we're hitting, and it's just me who is hitting them. And I see a lot of teachers also pretty much, go to the same place. So I thought there must be a different way of saying, of presenting this to the world. And I so wish at that time, I just, in my heart, my only prayer was, how can I break through this? How can I break through this limited perspective of mine, or saying the same thing just the same way over and over again? How can I completely get out of this template? At the same time, holding the same principle, the same integrity, or whatever it is, you know.
And you've been doing this for 7 years.
Oh, let me see. 2014, I started. Yeah, correct.
7 years. So it was perfect, you know. It was so perfect for me to be working with teachers who had already had so much of experience, especially experience running a business, trying to do this, trying to be sustainable, already had so much of experience facing people, you know. So it was the perfect opportunity for this to happen, and I was like, you know, it felt like everything was so aligned so beautifully for at the right time. And you guys were also at the same time, I think you were looking for something new, right? You were actually looking.
Yeah, we were ready to adopt something that is completely different. Yeah, something.
The timing.
Yeah, the timing was right, and then you came, really. Oh my God, you came just at the right time. You know, everything was, you know, the timing was just so right, so right. So, I have to say, this is a blessing. This is definitely grace that is, showering on us all. And thank you for coming to our life and to my life. And later on, of course, we have formed this very beautiful bond together as friendship, as so many things. As spiritual sister in this path, I think it's very beautiful. It's very beautiful. For me, this is very precious. Very precious.
Yeah. You know, for me, I've been talking to, of course, quite a number of teachers. And in the beginning, of course, you know, like when you're with the teacher, you see them as a teacher, and you just want to do this, and you just want to, be a good girl, and like that.
But we're the same people. So no, that's one thing that I felt. I mean, it's a privilege when people see us that way, that they put us on a different pedestal, a different space, a place as well in their heart. You know, they're like, oh, this is teacher. It's not just teacher. This is Isha Hatha Yoga teacher. In some way, they attach a certain image of Sadhguru inside us. You know, whether we like it or not. This is the reality. You know, when they see us, they saw us as almost an ambassador of him.
Yeah.
For me, it is a privilege, definitely, to be given such opportunity, to have this kind of you can say a privilege, where people see us that way, you know, like an image. But as a true seeker, it may not be good. It's like a subtle ego. And I always remind myself that, don't fall for this. Just because someone like this to you, bowing down, or even sometimes they want to touch your feet, now you're thinking you're somewhere up there. And this is where ego comes to play in a very sneaky way. You know, it makes you think that you are someone else. It makes you, it fans, you know, somebody inside me that is fanning this ego, you know. So as a seeker for myself, I always very cautious about, and very cautious about this, so that I tell myself, this is all just a play. Don't get too serious, and don't get too attached to this title, teacher, Isha teacher, whatever that they call us. You know, I say no. In the end of the day, I am just who I am. I am Pushpaja, and
you are. and you are so different. You know, you were the first one. And this is why I was so, you know, I had a moment of like everything sort of that illusion that I built in my head, and nobody. Oh, hi, we have a visitor. Hello,
this is my baby daughter Mira.
she wants to join.
Yeah, she wants to join.
She can join. She can give us her views on things.
Sorry, Millie.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, so you were, so I had of course, I mean, being quite new at the time, I haven't even done inner engineering at that time. Had not done any other practices. I was just doing Isha Kriya at the time, and just being on YouTube, listening to all, watching all Sadhguru videos. So of course I've built some sort of illusion in my head, right? As I said, like for me it's like entering into Narnia, and it just like this whole new world. So but I had a moment when I was with you, when we were working together, you just broke that illusion for me, like real quick, because you were so open, you were like explosive, and you didn't it was, you were so full of personality, you were so full of this energy, of course, but there was no, I don't feel like it was so genuine. Yeah, that's the word. It's just so genuine, and you were that openness, and you were so vulnerable. And that was one thing that I was so grateful to have seen that kind of example so early on, because before that I had this sort of illusion in my head, like, oh, they're teachers, they've dropped their personality, there's no need for them to be vulnerable. Come on, emotions, forget it. Like I was like that, and you completely broke that for me, and I was like, oh my God, thank you so much for doing that. I think this is where the friendship really starts. I mean, just to talk about like our own sort of friendship. I remember, when was it? I think early this year.
Yeah.
Was it January? Something like that. Yeah. So I was going through this really tough time, and I texted in our group, Irama group, right? I said, I really need time off. I can't function at the moment. I just need a few days to go off and figure out some stuff. And everyone was like, yeah, okay, go and take your time. That's fine. And I remember, I don't know, that night or the day after, it was like, I think it was like early morning. I was sitting in my room. I haven't told you the story yet. Maybe I have. Have I? I think not yet.
No.
Okay. So I was sitting in my room. It was such a hard day for me. I was completely broken. I was all alone, sitting in my room, crying. Didn't know what to do. Didn't know. I was like a complete. I was in so much of. I was so confused. I was thinking, how am I ever going to pull myself out of this? And I felt so alone at the time, because I felt like I couldn't even talk to anybody who's in this path, because because I'm afraid to say that, hey, I'm doing the sadhana, but it's not, the experience has not been the same for me. So this is another thing. People always ask me to share my inner engineering story, and I kind of shy away. I'm like, I hesitate a little bit, because my story doesn't sound the same as so many other stories out there. It's just not the same template. I had a slightly a different way of everything going. So for me, so January was also the time I had just learned in engineering online.
Right.
I was just starting the mandala, but then was just starting. I think a few days in, I had this major breakdown, and I couldn't keep it up. I couldn't do it, and I would force myself to do it. And unlike a lot of other people's experience, I would do it, and then like 20 minutes later, I will be like crying, like just this grief and this sadness, and to just like I was just sinking in it, and I'm like, what's wrong? Like, I'm supposed to feel better, right? I'm doing it, like I'm supposed to feel better. What's going on with me? Am I not doing it right? Is it not working? Okay, maybe I'll just have to keep doing it until something eventually worked. And I was desperate also. I was so desperate for it to work, because I was in so much of pain at the time. So every time I would do IE, like 20 minutes after that, I would be like in the worst condition ever. I would completely break down. And then I stopped, like I'm like, I don't want to do it because it just makes me go to this place again and again. So I'm not going to do it. So I was so hesitant to tell this to anybody because I feel like, people are just going to say, well, shut up and do it, just do it. So I kept quiet. I didn't share this to any teacher or anyone.
Oh.
I haven't told anybody what I was going through. I felt like nobody would understand, and I felt like I couldn't trust anyone enough with all of this. And I'm also not so good at, like saying it in a way like, it's something like this is happening, but you know what? I'm okay. Like I'm not good with that whole thing. So if you're gonna get it from me, you will really get it. Otherwise, you don't get anything. So I was just quiet and feeling really alone. And I really remember that exact moment I received your text, your WhatsApp message. I was really sinking in so deeply, and then this message came, and I saw your name, and I thought, wow, she's just checking in, maybe she's just checking in on me, and then I opened it, and it was like this long message, and what you did was so great. You didn't try to advise me. You didn't try to give me more of a theory of like, do like this, do like that, like there's no theory in it at all. You just decided to share your story, like in detail, like every single thing. And I was like, oh, so I wiped my tears. I sat up. I was like, okay, I'm going to read this. So I just went through the whole message, and it's like few long message. And my goodness, that was the moment I think I realized, okay, this could happen to anyone, because your story it's not the same, but there was some similar aspect to it. I think that was the very first time that it really registered in my head that this could happen to anyone. This could happen. Like, if this could happen to Pushpaja, like, I mean, come on.
Right? Behind this face, behind this that image that you perceive from outside, there's something so many things that is going on behind,
So like, many.
Yeah.
And that's when it really opened. I really believe that was the point where I really started the whole healing process. I really needed to hear that. And I think hearing that from you, it really opened something in me. And I sat up, I said, okay, hang on, wait a minute. This is not unique. What's happening to me, it happens. It could happen to anyone. So there's no point. I'm sitting in here like this. And above that, it's just that that whole shame. Yeah, that's what happened. The whole shame got sort of dissolved, because now I know that this could happen to anyone. I think the reason I was so sort of closed and like couldn't move forward was the shame that I was carrying. So much of shame. So the moment somebody decided to be vulnerable with you and they share their story like in that very detailed manner, in they're so open, it really took the shame away. And I think that's the reason why we are doing this also, right? Just Get Candid with Pushpaja, because you want a space to be vulnerable. I think it's so needed, especially in this part. It's so easy to be like this all the time and keep talking about the theory and say we should be like this, we should be like that. Yes, we should be a lot of other things, but what are you going through at the moment? What are you really, really dealing with, and how that looks like? I think rarely people talk about that kind of stuff. So to have a Hatha Yoga teacher come and sort of open that for me, oh wow, it changed so many things for me at that point. So I have to thank you for that. So thank you.
Oh, really, thank you so much. For me, I felt what prompted me to write those message. A big part of that was this intuition in me that I felt. When a woman, because I'm a woman, when a woman go through this, she must have gone through something that is very difficult to perhaps share with anyone. There must be some trust issue, that's involved. There must be some, perhaps some judgment from the society, from the people around. How would they look at us if I tell them this side of me? So that's that. And then, and if I and even if I tell someone, how would they receive it? Would they actually listen first before giving comment or giving kind of any sort of advice? Because perhaps what most of the time, all you need is just an ear,
A shoulder.
Yeah, a pair of ears.
Ears and shoulders.
Yes. So and because we were our relationship at that time was still like a working relationship, right?
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, we have not break that, or we did not reach or expand our relationship to another area. So I thought, you know what? Okay, I can't see you physically. I don't know where you stay. Otherwise, I will knock on your door and give you a big hug, and just listen to you all night, all day, whatever. But because I don't have that that sort of bonding yet, we have not extended to that. So I thought, well, WhatsApp, this is the only way I can do, and if I don't, I cannot forgive myself, from not reaching out. All the practices that we've been doing is just making us becoming more and more sensitive, more compassionate, more empathy. So when someone is really going through hard time, and you can say, oh, you know what? Yeah, okay, Billy, you take your time, and when you feel fine again, come back. Bye. This is
what's worse is like, why are you sad? Don't be sad. Be happy. Be happy. Like,
don't you know what is inner engineering? Did you do your sadhana?
Did you do it? Did you do it?
Because if you do your sadhana, you will not go through this. Trust me, you will not go through this.
You will not go through this.
You will be all the time
snap out of it. Snap out of it. Like,
so much of this.
Oh God. I mean, being on this path, a lot of it has to do with your ego breaking. And how does that look like? The ego breaking, normally, if your ego is truly breaking, you will be broken.
Oh, yeah. Because we attach our image to that.
Oh, wow. I think, that's the point where you feel like you're shattered in pieces. And it's not a time where you can say, I'm gonna snap out of it. I think allowing that, sitting in that space for a while and really sort of be brave enough to be in that space, and not always trying to like snap out of it. I need to be happy. What am I doing? I should be happy. I should go do something now that's gonna make me happy. I should go do my sadhana.
That's the ego. See, really? That's the ego. See, this is so dangerous because ego works both ways. Ego works both ways. We thought ego is about, it's about being humble. It's about, all the good things that has been propagate. It's being humble. It's about being good. It's about being joyful. It's about not being angry. Well, if you have anger, and if you don't admit it, that's a suppression. And that itself is a form of ego telling you, no, don't be angry. Don't be angry. Actually, you're so damn angry, okay? You're so damn frustrated. You really want to curse the hell out of that guy. But something tells you, no, don't do that. It's not good. Remember what Sadhguru says, and blah, blah. Yeah, let me drink that, let me listen to that voice. But what you do, you're just suppressing your anger. You do not deal with it. You do not look at that anger and say, where does this come from? From where does this come from? Why is it that this incident or that particular person can press this button?
Mm.
How did I allow it? Like, how did I allow it? And if you actually go through this trail of thought and just work it backward, right? And asking why, from where, and just dig it back, you will solve this anger. You will solve this anger. But if you suppress it by somebody's quote, just because someone tell you, oh, don't be angry because it does this to you, blah, 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 that's a suppression. Because you did not go through, you did not actually be with anger.
Yeah.
You don't know what is anger. In fact, you brushed away that anger. You brushed away that frustration. You brushed away all this sort of like a heavy kind of emotion. You did not face that.
Yeah.
So once I realized I'm living a certain repetitive pattern, I told myself, to hell with this. I came to my womanhood only at my 27. I don't want to realize, certain things or realize this cycle another 27 years later. No way.
Oh, yes.
No way. I'm not going to, waste my youth this way.
Okay, I think it's much better. Isn't it better? Okay. Yeah. It's a bit more like I'm so much more in frame.
Yes, you're much more in frame. That's right.
Yeah. Okay, I hope it stays. All right.
By the way, this is my poster. Do you think I should just sort of block them?
Do you so I don't know, maybe could you move the bolster maybe, because it's like quite like it's so noticeable, so
Okay.
yeah, I think that's much better.
Nobody knows what this is. Nobody have it could look like a sofa. So
yes, it is a sofa. Oh god.
All right. See why we do this together.
Yeah, you can say whatever you feel like saying. Just say it, because it's okay if you have a longer introduction for this one, because it's the first one. So that's okay. Yeah.
All right. So fun.
So fun, right? I know. I've been like really looking forward to this. So I'm really excited.
Okay.
Super excited.
Okay, my dear.